Overlord Chapter 8. The throne room of Nazareth was shrouded in silence. Every guardian stood at attention. Not a single breath dared to break the stillness. At the center sat Ainz, Ulkan resplendent, in a newly enchanted robe, embedded with relics of fallen gods, glowing faintly with divine energy. His skeletal frame radiated power, not just magical but mythical. Ainz adjusted his crown, a grim smile creeping onto his skull-like face. Today was a day like any other, yet everything had changed. As far as he knew, none of the NPCs were aware of the grand scheme he'd set in motion. They remained blissfully ignorant, pawns in a game he played against the very fabric of this world. A game where the stakes were higher than he'd originally anticipated. He no longer wished to rule as a mere king. The title of Sorcerer King had served its purpose. Now, it was time to become more, a deity. Yet this wasn't about delusion or arrogance. Ainz understood the world better now. Nations bent the knee not to rulers, but to belief, to symbols, to the idea of power, more than the reality of it. So he would give them a god, one that never sleeps, one that never dies, one that sees all, a being that dwarfed any ruler in authority, any mage in power. But how does one become a god in a world where magic is feared but misunderstood, where prayers ascend but rarely receive answers? By giving them a miracle. Demiurge had already planted the seeds, a village devastated by plague, abandoned by its own kingdom, a perfect stage. Ainz would arrive, heal the dying, bless the land, and leave without a trace, only divine rumors in his wake. It was theater, but powerful theater. The villagers, already on the brink of death, were healed by Nazareth's potions. The dead were resurrected by level 9 spells, never before seen by mortal eyes. Crops bloomed overnight. Rain returned to a cracked sky. And at the center stood Ainz, silent, glowing, untouchable. No one could deny it now. A god walked among men. The news spread like wildfire. Churches panicked. Kings began emergency councils. Some declared Ainz a false prophet. Others fell into despair, believing their gods had been replaced. Yet in the face of such overwhelming power, what choice did they have but to believe? For within Ainz's divine light, there was an undeniable truth. People yearned for hope, for solace, for strength, and he was the only one who could provide it. Meanwhile, inside Nazareth, reactions varied. Albedo wept tears of joy. Her beloved had ascended beyond all mortal comprehension. Shaltir, ever loyal, pledged herself anew, vowing to purge any who doubted Ainz's divinity. Even Seba's stoic as ever, admitted the plan worked. Yet, behind the skull-like mask, Ainz was sweating metaphorically. Of course. He never intended this to spiral so quickly. He had just wanted more political leverage. But now people were praying to him, carving statues of him, offering sacrifices to him, and yet it worked. His control expanded. No one dared oppose him. With rebellion brewing in the north, with the fear of divine wrath looming over their heads, Ainz's authority grew to unprecedented heights. It was a heady feeling, intoxicating even, to be feared, to be revered, to be worshipped. But Ainz was never one for complacency. He turned to Demiurge, his right hand, his confidant, his partner in this grand scheme. Demiurge, he began, his voice resonating with power. It's time for the next step. Demiurge, always 5 steps ahead, had anticipated this moment. Of course, my liege, he purred, his tone laced with amusement. I was wondering when you'd realize that beggars can't be choosers. We gave them hope, and in return they offer us their fealty. Indeed, Ainz agreed, a faint smile playing on his lips. Then let the foundations of our new world be laid upon the bedrock of faith. And so it was that the great ruler Ainz, the one who turned the tide of battle with a single finger, the legendary sorcerer king, became a god in the eyes of men. Little did he know that this elevation would lead to even greater challenges, more powerful enemies, and a destiny that transcended the realms of magic and might. But for now, he basked in the glow of his new title, secure in the knowledge that he had outplayed not just the NPCs of this world, but the very concept of divinity itself. He was Ainz, the undead god, and his legend was just beginning. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.